Now it's on. Thank you so much for having me again to talk about some more important issues. We have been talking about some emotions and everything in the past as well. So I thought maybe talking about our kids would be really important. Thank you so much, Laura, for giving us such an insightful talk. I really enjoyed listening to you there. So, raising emotionally and intelligent and resilient kids. I would say, it's the talk of the town, and we all face those challenges in our daily lives as our kids are growing up and showing different emotions. And sometimes we know how to deal with them, sometimes we don't know how to deal with them. So, it's good to talk about them, make ourselves more aware, and I will keep on telling you why I'm talking about this. Some of you might know that I do work with emotions and wrote the book and everything as well. So I'm continuing my journey, learning myself and involving others as well to come and learn with me. So why this talk matters? So first of all, suicide is one of the leading causes of death among young people between 5 to 35 years. Nearly 1 in 3 young people have self-harmed themselves at some point of their life. Bullying triples the risk of depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. And that's why I say emotional intelligence is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's a survival skill. We all should know how to deal with. And why emotional intelligence matters. So, emotional quotient matters much more than intelligence quotient. For resilience, for relationships, for well being, we all put so much effort into giving the education and intelligence our kids required in school. But this emotional management, we tend to give it no importance somehow, and that's where the problems in personal life arise. Children who name and manage emotions cope better with life's challenges, and parents. So, in, uh, intelligent quotient is being tested, is being studied, is being taken care of in schools. But if the emotional aspect is not being taken care in the school, so whose responsibility is this? Obviously, then it comes down to parents and home environment. So that's why parents are the first teachers of emotional intelligence. Unresolved emotion in parents often transfers as generational trauma. And once it has already passed, reversal of that trauma is near to impossible. So, what is emotional intelligence? This is a definition taken from one of my dear friends' book, The Boiling Frog, and he has, depicted those intelligence definition in a very nicely manner. So, emotional intelligence is simply the capacity to manage emotions skillfully in the surface of high positive energy, service of high positive energy and full engagement. So it's a very, big words there, but I'm trying to simplify it for you, that how you manage, whenever there is rundown of your emotions and you're unable to manage, your energies go down. And when your energies go down, your health is fine, your no problems in your blood test or nothing, or no symptoms and signs of any disease, but you are unable to carry the normal responsibilities or daily activities of your life because your energy is so down, your energy is so negative because of the emotions you're having. So emotional intelligence is that how you manage those emotions, keeping the energies positive and able to go through your day and month and life in a skillful manner. So that is emotional intelligence. Another way to look at it is your ability to recognize and understand emotions in yourself as well as others, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships. So, as we have talked about what is emotional intelligence, and I've already talked about before going into how to raise emotionally resilient children, we need to know the importance of emotionally resilient parents. Because if parents are not emotionally resilient, they cannot pass on or bring up, emotionally resilient kids. So children learn by watching, not by listening. So if parents are shouting, withdrawing, or ignoring emotions, kids repeat the same. Monkey see, monkey do. So our emotional habits become their emotional habits, So that is why it's so important for us as parents to know about how to be emotionally resilient. And how the kids internalize messages given by us. If a parent is angry, they feel unsafe. If the parent is sad, they internalize as weakness. If the parent is silent, if you're unable to talk about your feelings and emotions, and there's silence in the house for hours and days, and nobody is talking about what's going on in their heads, they take it as a normal response that, okay, whenever I'm going to feel, some negative emotions, I'm going to be silent for days and I'm not going to talk about that. Has anybody of you ever experienced silent treatment from your partner, from your kids, from your mother, parents? Has anybody experienced that silent treatment? Exactly. But I'm asking feeling, how do you feel when somebody has shown some negative emotions and became silent after that for days? How does it make you feel? And so many other emotions come into your mind. Am I not loved anymore? Invalidated, no reassurance, unworthy. So many negative emotions come in that period of time when somebody is just silent and not wanting to talk. So that silent treatment comes because the other person might not know how to um, talk about their emotions, because they feel weak talking about the emotions, because nobody has taught them that talking about your feelings is not a weakness. We feel when we talk about our weakness, we are vulnerable. And when we become vulnerable and go out to them and talk about how we are feeling, so we wouldn't be understood. We would be misjudged, So problem is not just with one person. The problem, because as a community, or we are not, it's not our mistake, but we are not taught to talk about our feelings. And this talk is just as important because of that it's okay to talk about your feelings. And whatever we have been gone through, now it's time for us to change it for our future generation. So what are the steps adults can take for their emotional regulation? First of all, self-awareness. Am I not knowing about my emotions? What are my emotional triggers? And self sometimes, we don't sit with ourselves. Our lives are so busy that we don't have time to sit with our own emotions. We don't have time to talk to ourselves and look into ourselves that what is going on. So self-awareness, that okay, fine, what triggers me, what is going on, why these storms of emotion are within me. Pause and regulate. So pause, when anything happens in our lives, an action, and we just want to react quickly. And I'm sure you all have experienced this in some point of your life, that, if you're angry or if you're emotional, you react in a way, and after some time, you kind of think, why did I even do that? Why didn't I even say that? Oh, I should have dealt it, in a more better way, but I didn't. So, because the reason is we don't pause. We are so impatient to react. So, your power lies in action, whatever is happening, then pause. Pause for minutes, pause for days, pause. And then when you react on that situation after that pause, your reaction will be something else because you have acquired that power of pausing yourself before reacting, you know. So your power lies in that pause. If I go into more detail, then it will be longer. So I'll just don't go into the neuroscience element of that. So we can talk about it a bit later. So another thing, model aloud. So I'm feeling frustrated, acknowledge that, and then give yourself a break. That yes, I am angry, fine, but I will take a break, I will do some things which might help acknowledging, and then repair mistakes. If there are mistakes done by you, then apologizing is the most powerful thing anybody can do to themselves. Because when you say sorry, it's very difficult for many people to just accept that they have done a mistake. But it is a very powerful thing again, uh, to apologize and show healthy recovery. So these are some very simple tools for emotional regulation for adults. um, Carry forward with that emotional check-ins, how was my day emotionally, and journaling I find is a very healthy exercise to do. uh, as I said, we don't sit with ourselves, and we are just running and doing our responsibilities all the time. We don't pause and sit with ourselves and ask ourselves what was good in the day, what was bad in the day, what could have been done better, what triggered me. So journaling is a very good way of unlayering. वो हम कहते हैं ना, खिचड़ी खिचड़ी बनी हुई है दिमाग में, कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है, how to go about. So whenever you feel there is khichdi in your head, you just need to journal and unlayer those emotions, and then share feelings openly, invite kids to do the same, and break the silence. Don't pass down. We don't talk about feelings. It's a not normal thing to do that we don't talk about feelings. We should talk about our feelings. That's a bit slow. Right. Yeah, so up till now, we have talked about what is emotional intelligence and why parents need to learn about their triggers and emotions. Now we'll go down to how we can help our kids to be emotionally resilient. So I was reading few of the books, and two books I come across which are very nice. One is The Color Monster, and I'll share the other, the bucket. So the Color Monster, in that book, they tell about how to color your emotions, because children learn by playing, and when it's not fun, they don't enjoy it. So we need to make a bit of fun for our kids. That, okay, fine, you can color your emotions. Teaches all the emotions are, yes, that is a very important point. That teaching the kids that all emotions are normal. Feeling sad is normal, feeling angry is normal, feeling anxious is normal, feeling frustrated is normal. Yes, happy and chirpy and, feeling success and all these are positive emotions are normal, as well as negative emotions are normal. And emotions are like temporary. If you're angry, you're not going to be angry for the rest of your life. If you're sad, you're not going to be sad for the rest of your life, because emotions are actually energy in motion. So they go through your body. If you give them time to move through your body, you will eventually, there is a hadith as well, that if you're angry, if you're standing, just sit down, if you're sitting, just lie down, just change your position, think about something else, because that is also saying that it's just the energy which is in motion. Just let it move, give it some time. You will become fine after some time. You don't have to hold on to that or feel guilty about why am I feeling like this. So they come, they go. You need to teach them. The emotions are fine. They come, they go, they're temporary. You don't take, if we don't tell them, what happens is that they take life decisions in the moment, emotional decision, which we call, you know if you don't tell them that it's okay, it'll pass, it's not permanent, it's temporary, but they feel in the moment that it's permanent, and then they take emotional decisions on the basis of that. But once the emotions pass, they say, what decisions did I take in that time, because that was temporary and I'm feeling something else now. So make them aware that don't take emotional decisions on the basis of just emotions, because emotions are temporary. So daily practices, like what color is your day today, just to make them. And this slide is showing that joy representing yellow, or blue representing sadness, red anger, green calm, black fear, pink love. So they can connect themselves with the colors and the emotions, that yes, this what color of me is today. And the other book I was telling about is How Full Is Your Bucket? There's another way of talking about emotions with the kids, that there are things in a day which we feel that fills your bucket or empty your bucket. So positive actions fills the buckets, like kindness, gratitude, encouragement, and negative actions empty the bucket, like criticism, neglect, bullying. So, bedtime check in, what filled your bucket and what emptied your bucket. So, no, very simple way of talking to them, just, and the way they can understand about this difficult topic. And there's another depiction of the same, that full bucket and empty bucket, and how you can talk to them. We have already talked about all these things, that model, verbalize, validate, help. The most important point in this slide, I would say, reframe. So reframe failures. Mistakes is equals to opportunities to grow. In any situation in life, any situation, if we have the power, if we have the tools, if we know how to reframe our thoughts into a positive perception from a negative perception, then our life is sorted. Which I have learned it, recently, and I found it very, very fascinating, that whatever the given situation is, there is I was coaching one of my client few days ago, and she was saying that I'm having a hard time with my family, and my parents are not understanding me, and I'm feeling abused and used, and I'm earning and this and that. No, I'm not getting any validation, no reassurance, and this and that. It feels draining and my energies are going down. I was like, it's finding very, very difficult to deal with all this. But I was like, yes, it is going on. So many other things going on. But I was like, how can we deal with this situation? I was like, in any given situation in life, you got to have two perspectives. One perspective, you have already thinking that I'm being used, abused, nobody is, encouraging me for my efforts and this and that. But the other perspective is that you are the chosen one to take care of your family. Your siblings are not helping, but at least Allah has chosen you to provide for your family. Maybe you are the best one. That's why. And all of a sudden, she started to feel, yes, if somebody is not encouraging me, but my Allah is, you know. So when we shift our perspective from a negative to positive, and you can do it in any given situation, look at the positive aspect of whatever is going on. And then, reframing is very, 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 very powerful. It's all about perception. Um, Am I taking too much time? 5 minutes? Okay. So I'm going to wrap up quickly. This is why I wanted to include this in this. We've talked about, parents and what things can we do with children. If we don't do all this with our children, what is going to happen in their future life? How it's going to affect in their relationships, married life, with kids, and all that. So if we don't provide a secure environment for our kids, they end up having different attachment styles. We all have different attachment styles from our past. There are four main types of attachment styles: secure attachment, anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, and disorganized attachment. Secure attachment get, they get from who have secure parents or caregiver attachment. They were able to have see their parents being together, whatever the life situation is, or they have been validated from their elders that yes, you are there, we are there with you. Our support is not dependent on your exam results only. Our support is not dependent on how much money you're going to give us. So they're just there, for them. So that kind of children grew into secure attachment. Anxious attachment, they have felt that people will leave me if I don't do that. They have a fear of abandonment. Avoidant, they go distant in their relationship. And disorganized, there's so much trauma going on there. So why secure attachment matters: when you are there with them no matter what, and you're not giving them an environment of, if you do this then you'll get this, if you don't do this then you will not get this. So just a simple statement to your child that even if mama is or baba is angry, we still love you. Even if we don't approve of your actions, so we are disapproving your actions, not you, so they get a sense of secure attachment. There's no matter what, somebody is there to be with me. So they form stable, healthy relationship from that kind of reassurance. And insecure attachment can lead to emotional struggles and unstable relationships. So again, consistency, emotional attunement, self-exploration, repair and rupture, warm boundaries, that how you can foster secure attachments. And these are again the same things I've already talked about. So takeaways: secure attachment is the foundation for resilience and emotional intelligence. Healthy attachment, healthy relationship in adulthood. And when children feel safe and connected, they don't just survive, they thrive. Teenagers, yeah, when they are growing into being a teenager, you feel that they're spending more time in their room, they're not connecting with me, they're not sharing with me, uh, they are going away from me, but in actual what is happening is that up till now they were looking the world through your eyes, but now they are trying to look the world from their eyes. They are forming their own opinions, they're forming their own life, they're forming their own identity, which is all positive. So rather than feeling that, oh, I'm losing my child, the other aspect is they're actually meeting their own selves. So what they need from you is just be there for them. They will need you and they will come to you. They will share you if you give them that space. But if you are becoming too controlling, too questioning, so rather than becoming closer to them, you're actually sending the messages that I want to stay more away from them. So just hold on to your emotions there and try not to be too clingy here, because if you become, then there is a problem. um, this is some developed emotion. I will share these slides with you all. You can have a look at your free time, and if you want to go through this all over again. So takeaway for parents: children don't become who we tell them to be, they become who we are. Emotional intelligence starts with us, and when parents break the cycle, kids grow with a new emotional legacy. So we have to break this cycle. There are some book recommendations. I'll send you the slides. You can read, these books. And I'm available everywhere, on social media, on web, LinkedIn, Insta, YouTube. There are some books for you to purchase, and I think you can transfer the money in Pashmina's bank account, I think, if you are, I don't know, charity. So all the,
Bushra's
yes.
first book, the frequency code that she's been talking about for a very long time. She's a huge advocate of that, and this has really changed her life. So yeah, the author herself is here. We'll get a signed copy, and a very lovely notebook as well. And it has a quote on every single page, a very positive quote for you to have a look. So yeah, you can get your signed copy today. Here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pashmina. And another book is on the way. That's my life journey. And the name of the book I've decided is No Choice Given, and Yet I Chose. So whenever it's out, you will be informed. But thank you so much for listening. And it was lovely talking to you all. Thank you.